Thank you, Bryce, for making the museum and being such a cool dad. Big shout out to you.
Oh,
Thank you, Biddy.
by the way, if anybody, we're going to be doing something of a Q&A, but if anybody has particular questions about the game they'd like to see answered, general compliments for, the developers, we'd love to hear them. We have people watching both the Twitch chat and the hashtag demo disc channel in the Discord, so you're welcome to leave your questions in either place. So we'll try and make sure we get to as many of them as we can. So, Louis, if you don't mind unmuting real quick.
Yes.
Hello. Minnie, I believe there's a car going by near your house.
Sorry, let me mute.
Okay, cool. Much appreciated. All right, cool. So, welcome to the stream, Louis. I already have your information up on the screen, so if anybody likes what they see, I would definitely recommend dropping a follow. Louis is a really nice guy and does really cool stuff. I believe this is one of, 3 or 4 games on the collection that was made in Unreal Engine. The others being mine and T-Mod, I think, was made in Unreal.
T-Mod was, I remember.
There might be one other one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. This game does very, very much not look like Unreal. Louis, if you would like to explain why and talk about the game a little bit, you're more than welcome to give some introduction. So,
yes. Traditionally, obviously, Unreal is not a... wants you to make games look very modern, so it definitely took a bit of work. But if anything, I want to have a big shout for one of the main reasons why this looks so fantastic, and that is because of the vertex line. The vertex line, which Unreal does not like to do so well, and that's all thanks to Alyssa Baker at CodeKitten on Twitter for UE4 PSX, which she is working on creating a full plugin for everyone. But if anything, my project kind of ended up being a bit of the test bed for it.
And the amount of work that y'all have put into it looks really, really, honestly, it takes so much work to make Unreal not look like every game that is made in Unreal looks like Unreal for the most part, and the fact that y'all have managed to get it to not look like Unreal is actually super impressive. So,
it's been surprising the amount of people who have been quite surprised by the fact that it's Unreal.
Yeah, which definitely is a compliment, I think. If somebody could drop Alessa's Twitter in the chat real quick, I just want to give her a quick shout out because she does really cool work. Absolute Shader Witch has forgotten more about math than I will ever learn, and she's just very good at what she does. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to preface this by saying that I am absolutely atrocious at video games and may need some help here. So this is definitely one to start off the stream with. But I actually have only played 5 seconds of this, and I saw it and I was like, "This looks awesome! It's going on the disc." During curation. So, all right,
that's nice to hear.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I was gonna say I've been kind of following development a little bit and seeing the kind of stuff you've been working on. I'm just like, yeah, you know what, this is going on. This is really good. So, move. Okay, cool. D-pad is preferred. Is it it's like Resident Evil Cam, right? So
yeah, it's fixed camera, tank controls, the classics.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, does this have tank controls?
The amount of streamers who have just been absolutely. Oh no.
Well,
that's what you want.
I don't know if anybody's uploaded it to Imager or anything, but we had we had a bingo card that we made for when we were watching streams of our game because it's just so consistent.
yeah.
Where the hell am I? Where is this place? Ooh.
Question from Hopeless 101. What was the origin of this game? The original idea? I guess.
What started the journey? So.
Oh wait.
This game, which I haven't mentioned yet, actually, working with my with 2 of my brothers. Actually, I am the one who does the programming and the art. I have a younger brother, Harry Woodhouse. He does the design and the writing, and I have my other brother, Jake Woodhouse. He does the music as well as some of the design work as well. And generally, since I actually already work in the games industry full time, this project came about as a way of doing something with them, because both of them independently, one with design, one with music, have been really interested in getting into games. And so it was a good excuse to try to get us all together. I was like, let's make a game together, let's figure something out. And so that I could give them a good project that could go into their portfolios and help hopefully get them a good start in the industry. In terms of the actual story, it's gone through a few changes. But we kind of, a lot of the original ideas came about with the idea of like an escape room in a way. And I don't know about everyone else, but I've done quite a few escape rooms now, and it amazes me how much fun they are.
Oh yeah, I love escape rooms. They're just the most fun.
Yeah, and honestly, one of the most fun things for me about them is the fact that you have all these puzzles and you know they're all there at the same time, but you don't know which order, and that
absolutely.
kind of like, it's like trying to open a package and you're just trying to find the loose bit of tape to pull, and once you start pulling, it pulls more, and then the whole thing unravels.
It's like like a Gordian knot, and I honestly think that's a really cool way to structure things, because I'm under the, like I said, I haven't played this, but I'm under the impression once I leave this room, there's like a time limit.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Was that a holdover from the whole escape room concept, or?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Oh, thank you, Alessa, for the follow.
The time limit is something. It's something that, interestingly, we're not fully sure about how exactly implement it and how much it might stay as it is now, but it had some great reception and really good way of creating a lot of tension quite easily. The amount of times I've seen streamers have people's face drop the moment the timer hits the screen.
Yeah. I was going to say that definitely would have been me if I hadn't known. I'm like, Majora's Mask is a fascinating game for me, but I just cannot play it because it's I have really bad anxiety, so just even knowing that I'm going to run out of time potentially on something just stresses me out so bad. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's been very...
Oh no, 4 letters.
Have you been paying attention? Because you already have seen the answer.
Oh man, there's no N. Damk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a wild stab at this.
I'm worried you're gonna accidentally get it without knowing, which has happened a few times.
Just based on conjecture, let's see. No? Okay.
One thing, as Alpha Beta Gamer has found out, I didn't mean for this, but you can spell twat. And also tune, apparently.
Yeah, did I just find this one for the first time? Oh.
There you go.
Alright, somebody in the chat says moo.
This is what happens when you don't poo. This is what happens when you don't actually check through all possible combinations. Yeah. But honestly, I kind of like that.
No, I mean,
I like the weird things that come up.
That's like peak streamer beta. I love it. It's just really funny.
If anything, I should have put other ones in there.
Trickling sands and forced stampedes and currents onward bound. Moments once spent, the hourglass bleeds, eats grains, impact profound. Oh.
I love that poem, by the way. It's got such a good rhythm to it.
Yeah, for sure. Did you write all of the poems in the game, or?
I didn't. My brother Harry did. The designer. He is the writer as well. A lot of the flavor, etc., comes from him, which is, honestly, he's been a great help. As I'm one of those people who is quite good at coming up with.
Nailed it.
Go.
That's awesome.
Good overall arcing ideas, but I'm so terrible at getting it down. Especially being very dyslexic. I'm terrible at writing. Unfortunately. Although to be fair, I think all 3 of us are dyslexic, amusingly. But he is the one who can get past it the most.
That might actually be a really cool idea for a puzzle, is just something that is really hard for people who don't have dyslexia, but if you have dyslexia, it's oh, this makes perfect sense. I've always really liked meta puzzles like that. I think that they're super interesting. Oh, also, thank you, Hello Yellow Slime Derivative, Jamathan, and a bunch of other people for the follow. I've been a little lost. Love to have you on the stream, so thank you. Okay, finally you return to the foot of your master, as all humans do, your fellow men, bound to the service of the ticking clock, a cruel god you've submitted to willingly. Also, I'm really bummed I couldn't spell sans on the lock. I'm not as cold as a mortal man, I would show you mercy, I will shine a light. Oh, thank you, Brine Time, for the follow. Shine a light that you may watch each grain of sand slip through your fingers, that you may know how you feel remain. Oh man, there's too many people following, I'm not going to be able to keep track of this. But thank you all in advance for the follow, we really, really appreciate it. Should you run out of sand, out of moments, you will know exquisite, inconceivable suffering. Few mortals can act with such persistence. Regard this as the blessing I intended... Oh, prescience, sorry. Regard this as the blessing I intended to be. Oh. I'm really... Oh, yep, there it is. Boom. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
The stream can't see it, unfortunately, but it is in the top right.
Oh, man, that's inconvenient. I'm freaking out for no reason.
30 minutes have started. One thing I also want to say is, interestingly, you did actually find one of the correct combinations for the combination lock, because the interesting thing about this game, because originally it kind of started with, oh, it could be kind of cool to make it a bit more fun multiple times through, but I have actually made it so every single puzzle in this game has 4 different possible combinations, and it randomly chooses which one to do at the start every time you hit begin.
That's
and
really
not only
cool.
that as well, I made it so that it saves the last combination set you got, to make sure that next time you play, it won't be the same twice in a row.
That's brilliant, honestly. I really like the way you did that.
Yeah, most people don't even know because they play for it once, but especially when people accidentally get it wrong and they go, oh, well, I know how to do it, so I can go beast for it quickly. They run to the puzzle and they get it wrong, and they go, what? I just did the same one again. That's definitely something we're going to bring for all of them, because at the moment, especially with the limited time, we really didn't have the most capability to make sure each different one was wildly more varied. Some of them are, only slightly different, but that's something we really want to focus on with the actual full game.
That's a really cool idea. I love stuff in games like that. Like, in my opinion, that's like perfect for replay value. Oh, thank you, Grant. Grant. I cannot read that. I'm on a time crunch. Thank you for the follow, Grant something. Oh, what is this? Is that a typewriter?
Maybe.
Whoever lived here last was clearly quite the reader. Oh, see, it's so interesting because after one of the last demo disc games called Dead Heat got rebooted in Unreal, I actually built the whole framework from the ground up, so I should be super used to tank controls, but it still throws me off. It's so weird. If you want to implement like a traditional control scheme, by the way, just because I know that like tank controls are strange for... Oh, does this has to move. This has to move. There's no way that this thing doesn't move. I have to find the switch. Where's the switch? Oh, it's got to be somewhere on the bookcase. Book talking about secret languages in this video. It looks like as if there was a loose piece of paper with a chart on it. Oh, Codex guide. Let's see. Is it?
It is an item.
Oh, it's an item.
Just
Got
so
it.
you know.
Yeah, thank you. Hold on. Examine.
Okay. And you can rotate it, have a look around.
Oh, neat. I love that. Yeah, it's so funny. This game has so many systems that I've like built in the past for like another project, and it's super interesting to see how it's like implemented completely different. I'm sure that's going to come in handy as far as I can see. Okay. I'm assuming there's something I'm missing here. If my this was clearly quite the
in the interest for the stream, I'll tell you, not at the moment.
Okay. Not okay, yeah, that's what I figured. I've played so many escape rooms, and now I'm just like, I'm like trying to apply all that logic here, and I'm like, what if I screw myself over trying to apply logic where it doesn't apply? And I'm like, no. Right here, random knickknacks. God, I can't believe I said knickknacks. I will say, honestly, I think one of the coolest things about this game is the fact that it's just like dripping with personality. It's like, this feels like a real person, like trapped in this situation where it's like, scary stuff's going on, I'm gonna compensate with humor.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
honestly, Robert Harry did an amazing job with the writing. It really creates an interesting character. Yeah. Like just like little bits, just trying to interject that to make not too much of a blend. He's a bit of a you know, especially at this point in the story, he's a bit of a blank character.
Yeah. But it's like
But
oh no, I just think it's like blank in like a relatable way though. I think that which is
well,
is
no,
really-
exactly. Well, I mean,
yeah.
like because in this way at this point he's coming blank, we wanted to make sure we kind of put a lot of personality into interaction, not just, you know, it's like, it reminds me the first time I played Resident Evil when I was like, when it came out, when I was like,
panning
God,
cannon.
how old was I? I was like 5.
Yeah.
And I never even saw a zombie, and I thought the game was terrible because I went up to it just painting stuff, and it just went, this is a painting, and this is a thing, and I was like, this is boring. And I just stopped playing it, and I never even knew there were zombies involved.
Oh my god, I love that. Resident Evil painting.
One quick thing to do is when you is at some point when you go back to the main into the main lobby area, is to you can actually examine those paintings. It's some of my favorite interacts, but people rarely actually notice them.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check that out then. I love that. See, I feel like that's one of the coolest things about our community and like the work that the people, you know, in this movement do, is that like, you know, there's so many lessons to be learned from the format of these old games that just never had the chance to shine because, you know, the industry like moved on. That's really cool. It's reminds me of a movie I saw a while back, Hereditary, where it was like one of the main characters became like obsessed with like key part. Neat.
Nice.
Sure that's
Yeah, with
gonna be
miniatures. That's a fantastic film.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. The part where she's like, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Hereditary and wants to. The part where she's like banging her head against the attic latch. Oh, what is this? Oh no, is this what I think it is? Oh my god.
Some nerdy mascot.
Oh, what
gross.
what a dork. I love that.
In fact, something I added to this game is a side quest specifically with Scully. And in fact, it's quite secret, in fact, so let's do it now.
Okay,
let's
yeah, go for
actually
it.
show how to do it.
Please, God, yeah.
Step 1 is go back into that room.
Okay, cool. Off to a good start.
We got plenty of time. Go go into your inventory actually. Go examine the doll.
There he
if you
is.
spin it around, there's a little ring pull.
Oh, that's so cool! The void is infinite and will claim you one day, the doll exclaims. That's such a neat way to do that. I really like that. Strange little pink toy almost feels haunted.
And this one, you can do it several times. It has different messages.
Oh, that's so cool. I love this.
Hey,
kids,
very much
just
so.
don't use drugs. Man, I didn't wear my Winners Don't Use Drugs shirt today. I should have. I should get out of this mansion. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Wait, thank you, Skelly. Is that all?
There's actually 6 different things. In case you don't get it now, it gives you a little clue in one of them how to do his quest, which is why I thought. I was like, this will be the little clue. The Let's Players know kind of get onto those thing. Because it's random though. You never know if you're gonna. Oh, he keeps talking about the void.
He's just he
Favorite
knows.
spooky, scary skeleton.
There he is.
All right, it's good enough. He basically. He doesn't want to say it, but he can say, "Find me somewhere to rest my weary bones." Oh. So there are several locations in which you can set down Scully in order to rest his weary bones. That is not one of them.
Okay. Well,
one of them is the teapot.
Oh.
Because there's about one in almost every room apart from the bathroom.
Oh, so it's like one per room. I thought you meant there were like several in this room, and I was like, damn. All right.
Wait, you're not quite in the right angle for it.
Oh, yeah. I gotta. Damn. 1 second. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that prompt is, I think. But he looks like he's had enough to drink already. I love that.
There you go. That's one of them. There are a few others.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you have to like.
It.
Is there like a thing that happens if you find all of them?
Not massively. Mainly, you get because there's a completion screen at the end. You get the completed Scully's wish.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I love the fact that no one seemed to be able to figure it out for a while. But the first people to figure out and do a video about it was actually Itch themselves.
Oh, that's super interesting. Oh yeah,
it's really cool.
I remember seeing Scully's Wish in the title and thinking like, what the hell is that about? I'm assuming this is really can't put him in the crib.
No.
Huh. Ship on the wall lines.
Mainly due to certain logistic reasons, it would be slightly difficult.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But
Oh,
here is
no
puzzle
way.
number 2.
I love this. Hold on. Okay, so I can. Okay.
While you figure this out, there's another question.
Oh yeah, go for it.
It was, what are the plans for this going forward? Are you planning on releasing this fully, or are you planning early access, etc.? Also, where can we follow development? So, the easiest one to answer is where you can follow development. Mainly, the game is on Steam and itch. Ooh,
Something
the music
written
gets
on the wall.
spooky.
Oh, spooky time! Spooky time!
The easiest place to follow development would be the Twitter, which you can see at the bottom. That isn't the right app, actually. Actually, it isn't actually at Negative Entities, it's at Negative Entity, because unfortunately it is... Unfortunately, Negative Entity was already Entities was already taken.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, I remember when I was first starting my Twitter, I actually had a guy who hold on, he had Rabbit Run Studios, which is what I wanted. Oh, that's cool. Oh, so it's got like you have to like decode things as you go along. That's so neat. Oh boy, did the zombies break in? Is it time? Finally time to stop staring at paintings? Let's go.
Yeah, the music at this point especially, I mean all the music, once again, my brother Jake Woodhouse, he is actually traditionally he's a techno artist living in Berlin.
Cool.
He makes a lot of techno. It's usually quite a lot of kind of dark industrial kind of rhythmic techno. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing him come into his own with this game.
Yeah.
Because especially recently he got really into Bloodborne.
Oh, I loved Bloodborne. I just finished it, and it's so good.
Oh, it is amazing.
Oh,
Possibly one of my favorite
really
games
good.
of all time. But he became really fascinated with orchestration and really wanted to learn how to kind of do that kind of style of music, which has led to it coming out in this.
That's awesome.
And
yeah, I was gonna say I can definitely feel
solidifying.
the influence. I think it's really neat. Side note,
Yeah,
real quick.
he took.
Oh, I love Francisco Goya is one of my favorite artists.
Oh yeah. Any person who has ever searched spooky like pictures will have found any picture of Goya, because he was like he was terrifying. He made some terrifying pictures.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of. Oh shit, I'm a really big fan of Goya, and I really like Beksinski, if you know who that is. The guy who did like landscape paintings of his personal hell from his nightmares. And there's one other one that I can't think of off the top of my head. Bosch. I really love Bosch.
Hieronymus Bosch?
Yeah.
Okay. And Zdzislaw Beskinsky,
Yeah. What the hell happened here? Yucky.
What?
Question is, did someone break in or break out? It's like we didn't get switched in. Oh, well, I guess that explains that. Question answered. I think on the floor. It looks like more symbols and letters. Ooh. Absolutely.
Choose a pencil to fill this in.
Yeah. I definitely think that forcing the player to use things like this is definitely a really good... Yeah, Spulicus says ketchup accident.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
originally we had
this is so cool.
we had it so you didn't have to use items, but because we went through a lot of feedback for a lot of this, because we really want to make sure it's something we want to do even further onwards. Honestly, is like make sure we get real feedback and help craft the game to be the best it can be.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
that was one thing we noticed, that it's a little, you didn't really feel as involved, even though we thought like, it's kind of an arbitrary step to have to use an item on something when you can just have it, but it gives a kind of feeling of like, control and influence that, it's just much nicer to have.
For sure. I thought I was going to be able to use the code sheet to like translate the book.
Not the book, but something else in this room.
Oh, well, I always do. It's just, I'm allergic to the library, that's what it is. Yeah, it's really interesting that that with the tank controls thing, like I was talking about earlier. When I was building a system for this, oh, something's happening.
That's not right.
Just frozen in the T pose.
That's strange. I'm gonna look into that.
Well, good to know. Glad I could help.
Yeah. You mentioned about the typewriter, but you don't seem to have examined the typewriter.
Oh, I went up to it. I thought I could. I didn't think I could interact with it. Paragraph system symbols. We can figure out what it is. Oh.
There you go.
Oh man. Oh, this is so cool, dude. I love this. It starts with H, so I'm assuming it's heart. Hold on. I got really good at doing this super quickly back when I was helping John Szymanski playtest. What game was that? The one
Charlotte's Exile.
Yeah, his
Charlotte's
Dread.
Exile.
Yeah, Charlotte's Exile, which was, if you haven't played it, is a super cool game about decoding an ancient language. Longing.
Good game. It's on the Dread X Collection too, for anyone
Yeah.
interested.
I also had a game on Cuckold.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool. That's T.
Oh, for people asking about the timer, it's hidden behind the chat. The timer is at 17 minutes and 52 at the moment.
Here at the passage. Oh. Oh no, we're in Beauty and the Beast. Oh no. Alright, let's inspect. Alright, here goes nothing.
Alright.
Yeah, it was really neat. Itch actually featured my game, The Drowning Machine, on YouTube today, which was what? Damn, that's a heavy key. It's empty after all except for this key. Oh, and I can use this on that locked door from earlier.
There you go.
There we go.
Something we really kept wanting to do, we kept trying to utilize, is the build up of tension to the release, and there's a lot of fake outs.
Yeah.
And that's like, I feel like that always just makes me more and more edged. The more fake outs there are in the row, the more I'm just like, no, but something's going to happen though.
Yeah, exactly. It's building tension in a really effective way.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the full release, I actually, if these streams continue to go as well as they are, which, oh my god, there's 80 of you, I am freaking out. Oh, the lock is broken. Okay. I would love to start doing weekly streams, going through games from members of the community and discussing them in a kind of similar format, but like in a longer form way, and get a little, maybe wax philosophical a little bit, and kind of talk in a little bit more depth about like symbolism and analysis and things like that. Whereas this is just mostly for fun, and to highlight some really, really cool games. But if this keeps going as well as it is, if you guys would love to see that, I would love to keep streaming like this, because it's a ton of fun. And, the amount of support we've already gotten has been incredible. Maybe I can quit my job someday and become a full-time Haunted PS1 shill. Who knows? That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. I mean, it'd be... there's a lot of support for it I'm seeing in the chat, and it'd be awesome if we could, like, every week... I'm surprised there hasn't been a HPS1 podcast or something, because that would go quite well. But streaming every week would be really good. I think we should do that.
For sure. And oh, by the way, for those of you who are going to have to tune out early, I am planning on cutting all of these segments up and posting them to the Haunted PS1 YouTube channel. If somebody could post the link in the chat, that would be fantastic. I'm sorry. I know each stroke is like a permanent tattoo upon your being. I truly am sorry. If I speak, they might hear, and I must mark you in order to feel your presence. I see your invisible hands at work. I read the signs and see the moments. I continue to help guide your will in what you want, but the wife, she worries, she suspects, she fights against your hunger. What do you want me to do about it? Do you wish to consume? Yes, I know it's like before, but you can't be a picky eater. Give me a sign, a creak, a tap at the window, and I will take that as your word. Thank you. And that's all that was in the chest. God, the writing in this is very, very good. I think that... Oh, sweet! I can combine that with the other part.
Ooh, maybe you can.
Combining things. A classic. Storage key. Okay.
Also, my favorite interact is on that book on the
table.
On the table.
This one over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is my favorite interact.
Wonder what book they were
I feel like it encapsulates the character.
Actually,
question from chat. Old games had to work around so many limitations. How do you think of which ones to imitate and which ones should be modernized?
Yes, this one's a tough question because something I've always felt I feel like with everyone there's always varying levels. Every person on the disc or in the community in general has different ideas of what they want their game to be in terms of style, based on the classic PS1 style. Some people want it to be a lot more rigorous and limited, and exactly as difficult as the PS1 was, and some kind of want a bit more of a artistic interpretation of what PS1 means.
Yeah.
It's been something that I personally always try to make my stuff how I felt PS1 games looked and how they were at the time. Not the reality of what they were, how you remember them in hindsight more than the reality themselves. And so the hardest thing to implement is probably the hardest thing to implement would probably be the part I didn't implement, which would be the vertex lighting that Alyssa managed to do, because a lot of the rest of the stuff is not too difficult, especially since, as I kind of said, I kind of gloss over some of the things. Some of the poly counts are more than they should be. Some of the techniques are a little flashier than they should be. But the one thing that was the rest of the stuff kind of fell into the way pretty easily with some post-processing effects and reduced screen resolution and stuff like that. But yeah, it was the vertex lighting, classic vertex lighting, which was the real stickler, the real difficult part that I couldn't even begin to try to figure out myself. And
oh man.
Yeah.
I just gotta say real quick that the crossing over the wires makes this puzzle so much more interesting. I'm usually really good at those, and that took me way longer than it should have. So, I really like well-designed puzzles. I think that's super cool. So,
yeah,
congrats.
I love that puzzle. That puzzle's super fun for me, and I've got it down to a T where I can complete them in 10 to 15 seconds now. Not just out of memorization, but out of just naturally doing it.
Yeah.
Because I've had to test it so many times. But it's probably my favorite puzzle in this one.
Yeah.
One thing we want to do is add a lot more puzzles. I mean, the whole game is going to expand a lot more. But one thing, even this floor, I'm already thinking about double the amount of puzzles.
Oh, geez, what the hell is that?
SpaghettiOs. With the right instincts.
I love him just chilling, just go down, go down.
Honestly, one of the things that we really want to work on more from this point, is some of the animations and cutscenes. We were quite limited on time in a lot of ways, which made Scully's wish unfulfilled.
Oh, damn. I guess you're just gonna have to see for yourselves.
Oh.
Go download the Lunar Effect and go fulfill Scully's wish. He deserves it. He's staring at you from the screen. Go fulfill his wish. Go do it.
I'm really glad I added this screen, because it's really interesting to be able to get a good breakdown of how long stuff took.
Yeah, for sure.
Once again, as you can see, the art programming by me, design and writing by Harry Woodhouse. It's a Woodhouse joint, as we like to call it. Along with help from some of our friends, and also common family, and unsurprisingly, the Haunted PS1 community as a general has been very helpful. God, I came into the community at just after the last demo disc, and I had already been flirting with the idea of making something PS1 style, because I always kind of hated in my mind that retro was always pixel art, especially considering I'm not a very good 2D artist, unfortunately. And I've always kind of longed for PS1 to kind of be more of a thing, and then it did because I saw the demo disc come out, and that's where I was like, oh, I really want to. This is something I want to get in on, and it's been an absolute privilege to be able to come and actually be in the next one after that. So I started the project like shortly afterwards. It's been a long time on it, but a lot of that is because of how much. This game wasn't definitely a kind of thing we just kind of put together and we're like, oh, this will be good, and maybe we'll push it up. This has been from day one. This was going to be a full game from the start, and we've definitely planned that ahead. I mean, I spent like 3 months' time just working on the pipeline of the art and what the art workflow would be, and lots and lots of planning, and it's definitely going to expand a lot more from here, which honestly is like in a lot of ways I feel like this demo is like 50% capacity,
yeah, for sure,
because we were kind of working a long haul and then suddenly it was like, oh, demo disc submissions now, so we had to really kind of
like buckle down and make sure you had everything you needed.
Yeah, we had to cut some things and like rework some stuff to make it work for a demo and stuff. And so it's been so amazing, the reception that we've got, especially considering knowing that it's got me really excited to go forwards, because knowing that this is 50% capacity, this is like us not working at our best. And so just really excited to be able to bring the full game. And if any of you are interested in seeing updates and when it will come out, then maybe you should wishlist on Steam.
Yeah, like I have highlighted right here. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Like I didn't even realize like how much there was to this. Like I've seen a lot of screenshots and I was like, oh man, that looks awesome. But it's like the fact that it's something that's so personal for you, I think is just like it lends itself to a really like genuine project, and I think that that's super cool. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm actually going to get to the next game, which I believe is an Outcry. And then I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick, and then we will get started. But yeah, thank you very, very much. This was an absolute joy, and I can't wait to see the finished product. Hopefully we'll have you on the HAUNTYCAST for the full thing.